Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin, I have a few reminders. At this time, please silence all cell phones and any other electronic devices. No noisemakers of any sort are permitted during the ceremony. Professional photographers professional photographs will be taken of each graduate as they cross the stage. Information about ordering these photographs will be posted on the school website. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event for our graduates. It is a ceremony which deserves proper decorum and respect. Thank you for your help in making that happen for everyone here today. Enjoy the ceremony.
Good evening. I'd like to take a few moments to welcome our dignitaries, to say a few words about the class of 2022, and get started with our graduation. Fulton County School Board member Ms. Linda McCain, Chief Academic Officer Mr. Cliff Jones, Zone 6 Superintendent Mr. Tim Gorrigan, my fellow Zone 6 principals, Johns Creek faculty and staff, graduates, families, and special guests, welcome. Good evening and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Johns Creek High School class of 2022. Just a few words about this incredible class before we get started. This is a special group of young people. First, they are the first class to graduate from Johns Creek High School, having had the same principal for the entirety of their time at the Creek. So they are always going to be very special to me. Second, has there ever been a class to go through so much during their high school career? After their first semester of their freshman year, it all got off track and they embarked upon a very different high school journey. Very, very different. From a semester entirely at home to a year of simultaneous learning. Sorry to utter that phrase, teachers. To a senior year that saw a return to some modicum of normalcy and the reboot of Gladiator Army. This class has had an experience they will not soon forget. They left a legacy of school spirit we will not soon forget. This awesome group of young people left an indelible mark on my heart. I will never forget you. I love you. Okay, let's get to it. Please remain standing at this time as our chamber choir leads us in the singing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaked, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
At this time, I ask the president of the Student Council, Carson Kennedy. Yeah, you guys can sit down. Carson Kennedy to the stage. Carson, how are you going to get up?
Testing, Ian. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, students and faculty, welcome to Johns Creek High School's class of 2022 graduation. My name is Carson Kennedy, and it has been an honor to have served as your student body president over the past year. It is my privilege to introduce the special guests that are in attendance this evening. Even though we may not see them often, without them, we wouldn't be on the successful path that we are on today. Special guests, please stand after your name has been called, and please remain standing. Audience, I ask that you hold your applause until the end. Mrs. Linda McCain, Board Member, District 5. Mr. Clifford Jones, Chief Academic Officer. Mr. Brian Noyes, Chief Communications Officer. Dr. Gonzalo Lacava, Executive Director of Special Projects. Mr. Tim Corrigan, Zone 6 Superintendent. Miss Mimi Gamble, Assistant Principal, Autry Mill Middle School. Miss Karen Cook, Principal, Dalvin Elementary School. Miss Brooke Sharfstein, Principal, State Bridge Crossing Elementary School. Mr. Matt Vance, Principal, Medlock Bridge Elementary School. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you. There are a couple more special guests in attendance that I would like to recognize. To all of our parents, siblings, mentors, and other people that have impacted our lives, we thank you for guiding us through this important chapter. Please give them a round of applause. Now, before I get started, I'd like to say that this won't be a very long speech. I can promise you all that will be much shorter than Mr. Shear's emails. Now, students, isn't it crazy that we're all here? And I'm looking around and I'm seeing some confused faces, as if to say, of course, Carson, we're at graduation. Honestly, I'm a little bit flabbergasted. Come on, guys, was I really the only one that received an email a month ago from the counselors titled Potential Senior Failure Notice? Really? Shout out to Ms. Prabhar for that one. But let's get serious. Now, my message today for the class of 2022 is about reflection. Over the past couple of weeks, while preparing for this speech, I've spent a long time reflecting. I even went on a trip with a combination of my friends to really reflect on my 4 years at Johns Creek High School. I found myself wishing that I would have done this or I would have done that. For example, I really, really wish I would have hung hot dogs from every single doorway in the school last Friday. Wouldn't that have been great? A perfect senior prank? But after a while, I realized that I was only thinking about the things I hadn't done rather than what I had done. In the fall, I spent my Friday nights grilling about 200 Gladiator glizzies. And if someone had told me that in 8th grade, that in a couple years I would be driving my grill to the school, I would have told them that they were absolutely ludicrous. I'm getting a bit off topic, but the moral of this speech is not to regret anything you didn't do over the last 4 years. Instead, go into the next chapter of your life with high hopes for the countless opportunities that will come your way. And on that note, class of 2022, always remember to stay classy.
Two students from Johns Creek High School class of 2022, considering coursework through all of their years in high school, have attained the 2 highest cumulative averages among their peers who were enrolled continuously with us at Johns Creek High School from the first day of fall semester. At this time, I would like to recognize Margaret Way as our salutatorian for the class of 2022. At this time, I ask Omer Mujawar to join me at the podium. I present to you the valedictorian of the class of 2022, Mr. Omer Mujawar.
Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. And you are the guy who'll decide where to go. You'll look up and down street, look over with care, and about some you'll say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there, in the wide open air. Out there, things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsie as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along. You'll start happening too. I'm not done, guys. That would have been a really bad speech if I just had ended it there. But teachers, administrators, distinguished guests, the regular guests out there, parents, family members, and students, good evening, and congratulations to the Johns Creek High School class of 2022. I'm truly honored to be speaking to you all tonight, but honestly though, I don't know many of the 500 of you out there. I haven't met everyone here. I haven't been in classes or clubs with everyone, and it doesn't help that we all were on teams for a year. So I'm gonna keep it real and not pretend like I know the struggles and experiences all of you have had over the past 4 years. But we're all here tonight, sharing that same major accomplishment of graduating. And as we walk across this stage tonight, let's also keep in mind that our destiny is controlled by our decision. Fate often drops us into the deep end. It's what is in Spanish is called a lo hecho pecho, which means what's done is done. Shout out to Senora Valenciano's class. But fate is also what makes us dealing with learning on teams for so long and finding out that our friends are heading off to different states next year, and it sometimes feels like we don't have a choice, that it's completely out of our hand. But we do. We can choose our destiny. We can choose what we do, where we go, who we hang out with, and how we respond to challenges. Of course, we all deal with different circumstances, and sometimes it may feel like we're in the passenger seat of our own lives, but it is through our decisions that we ultimately drive our destiny. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole game, and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't be drafted for World War III soon. Now, if these jokes were a little bit too much for you, let me quickly step away from this podium before I get Chris Rock. No one's coming up? Good. Honestly, though, it was kind of difficult finding good things that happened these past 4 years to talk about. But hey, we made it. After facing and defeating all of these challenges, I'm really proud of you all. And you guys should be proud of yourselves too. Getting to this point is a really, really big deal. And we've been so fortunate to deal with these struggles together to the best of our ability. Of course, some things will inevitably come to a close as we graduate. We're gonna miss the people in this arena, miss making jokes with friends, going to football games, eating Sarah's donuts. We may not miss the cafeteria food, but perhaps we'll miss the wonderful cafeteria ladies and those soggy and cold, yet somehow delicious free Thursday cookies. Now, we may not miss all of our subjects, but we'll miss the amazing teachers and administrators who made this place our home for 4 wonderful years. But these endings don't have to be so focused on letting go of things. I think that we'll find that most endings are actually segues. They're really just beginning. For the things that we are so fearful of leaving behind, we can still partly hold on to. The memories stay with us, the experiences shape us, and the lessons guide us. Even with our childhood, which we're leaving behind tonight, we can hold on to our curiosity. And of course, our love for Dr. Seuss. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with great care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Allen Van Allen O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So, get on your way. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2022. We made it.
At this time, I invite our featured speaker this evening, Sonica Tank, to the stage.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty members, fellow graduates, and other esteemed guests. My name is Sonica Tank, and it's an honor to be standing in front of you as the featured speaker of tonight's commencement. It's hard to believe that it's been nearly 4 years since the majority of us were sitting in the Autry Mill gym for our 8th grade graduation. But as we gather here today, older, taller, and hopefully wiser, much has changed. But the uncertainty of what comes next, the bittersweet ending of a chapter, and the pride we feel for making it to this momentous day remain the same. I'd like to begin today by telling you all about an important person in my life, my younger brother, Anakin. Pretty much since the day I learned how to talk, I have been begging my dad for a dog with absolutely no success. So you can only imagine the pure disgust of a hot-headed 4-year-old when my parents came home with a newborn baby and not a Dalmatian puppy. The loss of attention, loud tantrums, and endless fights were just a few of the reasons why I carried a resentment for my brother for more time than I'd cared to admit. It took patience and an industrial strength pair of noise-canceling headphones, but at some point, this loud little kid that lived down the hall from me became one of my very best friends. I had the privilege of watching him grow from this toy train-obsessed toddler to an intelligent and insightful young man. He humbles me every single day by solving Rubik's Cubes faster than I can tie my own shoes, while somehow pushing me to be the best version of myself, insisting that I learn how to solve one too, which I can do. And even though he relentlessly makes fun of me, he was the reason that I never felt alone growing up. While I cherish this bond we have, it comes as a surprise to me that the newborn that I once tried to ship off to Madagascar, and believe me, had the boxes, stamps, everything, became someone that I would choose over anybody else. Someone who once caused me great annoyance and sleepless nights became the person that I laughed, cried, and grew up with. Someone whose initially uncertain presence changed my life in a way that I never could have imagined. And as I stand here today and look into the crowd of my peers, I feel that same surprise. I can see it all so clearly now, just how exciting of an adventure the last few years have been. I can see the first and grieve the last. I can hold the comfort of quiet evenings spent with my friends and the loud mornings of the JCNN studio close to my heart. And as unfortunate as it may be, I'll always remember the challenging times, like when I had to run out in the middle of the SAT to go puke in the bathroom, or the time that I got a literal 4% on my statistics. Sorry about that, Mom. I'll carry these moments and memories with me as I start my next chapter. But what I'll truly never forget is the people who were always around me to catch me when I fell. I never imagined that I would find friends, classmates, and teammates who not only held me up at my worst and cheered me on at my best, but made me feel so loved and never alone. We've all come together today with a shared story, but also with our own unique plans, ambitions, and expectations of this world. We all come from different places and of diverse roots, but have grown under similar circumstances. We grieved our lost time in school together. We celebrated and supported each other time and time again. And we stood by each other when it mattered most. Truth be told, I'm not ready to leave. I would give anything to spend one more morning in my first period or to meet my friends for coffee after school. But the experiences of being a part of the Johns Creek family, whether it be countless football games or quick hallway conversations or hours spent complaining about flex in the parking lot, has honestly taught me more than any AP or honors class ever could, because it has taught me to believe. It has taught me to believe in the good and bad that every person has to offer. It has taught me to believe that I have a place and purpose in this world. It has taught me to believe that family is more than genetics or circumstances. And it has shown me time and time again to never lose faith. The world we live in is a difficult place to be. It seems as if with every passing day, there's a new dramatic headline or unforeseen challenge to our game. But we must remember this. Life will never be easy, but no easy life will ever be worth living. As we stand here today, we must remember that despite the many twists and turns, the end of this road looks the way it should. So do not ever let it change you for the worse. Do not let the harshness of this world make you bitter or angry. This life will continue to move us forward, even if we don't always notice it. So go the course, trust the path, and know that you are never alone. Though it may seem like it, we do not live in a world that is broken, but rather unfinished. So as history watches and the world depends on us, we must stand together as one, with kindness and an open mind, to move toward the brighter tomorrow. And so today, I'd like to leave you with the words of Amanda Gorman from her inaugural poem, The Hill We Climb. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn balloons as we free it. For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. Congratulations to the class of 2022. The moment is here, the time is now, and I can't wait to see what amazing things we do. Thank you. And as always, for the very last time, don't forget to stay classy.
Of all the money that e'er I have, I spent it
I am proud to congratulate the young men and women before us who are graduating today. In addition to earning a myriad of accolades in academics, athletics, and the arts, all graduates of the class of 2022 will be leaving Johns Creek High School with the knowledge and skills that they need to succeed on their chosen path. Whether they have chosen to pursue a university degree, start a career, or to serve our country in the armed forces. To start, I would like to recognize the dedicated graduates who, after high school, will be working to keep our country safe by enlisting in the military or attending one of the United States service academies. We are honored and humbled by your commitment to serve our country and will ask for you to stand at this time. Thank you. I would also like to take a moment to congratulate the 162 seniors who have completed a career and technical education pathway. These students completed a sequence of courses and assessments throughout high school that means that today, many of these students will not only be awarded a Johns Creek diploma, but will also be graduating high school with an industry certification, allowing them to immediately jumpstart their careers. The Johns Creek class of 2022 includes many distinguished students who have been awarded grants and scholarships to assist financially with their post-secondary plans. Without including the figures for our Hope Scholarship and Zell Miller Scholarship recipients, the Johns Creek High School class of 2022 has been awarded over $15 million. Now, if you include the 421 graduates who are slated to receive Hope or Zell Miller scholarships, which, by the way, is over 81% of our graduating class who are Hope or Zell Miller eligible, that would bring the grand total of a scholarship funding awarded to the class of 2022 to well over $20 million. Again, we congratulate our graduates who are ready to embark on their post-secondary paths, whether they are college, career, or service-bound. I would like to now introduce our 2021 Teacher of the Year, Ms. Kathleen DeBuise, who will be presenting the Johns Creek Faculty Cup.
Hi. A lot of students have academic talent like this year's recipient, yet not all are as down to earth and as embracing to others as she is. Her passion drives her work ethic. She has built a strong academic foundation while balancing a demanding schedule as a varsity athlete. Her impressive academic and lacrosse records already speak volumes about the grit and determination this young woman has. But all these accomplishments pale in comparison to the strength of her character and the depth of her compassion and empathy for others. She is sincere in her relationships, staying true to herself and values, and has an innate desire to help those she cares about thrive and flourish. Through the school's PALS program, her support and encouragement have extended beyond the classroom to genuine friendship outside of school, and she will be greatly missed next year. But as much as we all miss her, we cannot be selfish and keep her compassion and joy for ourselves. As she works towards her dream of joining the medical field as a nurse, she will proudly be taking her next steps at the University of Georgia next year. It is my distinct pleasure to award the Atlanta Journal Cup to a true gladiator, Grace Zimmerman.
role model for her peers. Her energy and enthusiasm are contagious and pave the way for her to have a bright future. She genuinely cares about those around her, and she will do everything within her power to help them succeed. Time and time again, this student's selfless actions have created opportunities for a close-knit community and a meaningful engagement at the Creek. She has created a lasting legacy that will positively impact Johns Creek High School for many years. To quote those staff members asked about her, this student exudes kindness and compassion in everything she does. She makes everyone she talks to feel like they are home. She may be the most important thing there is to be in this world, a helper. And it has been a joy to witness her impact on so many these past 4 years. She is one of the most positive people that I've ever taught. People are drawn to her positivity, and she is popular with other students. She is a hard worker in both of my classes and has an amazing sense of humor. She is the most optimistic, sunny person I've ever been around. She is always social, always talkative, and always positive. And unlike some who are talkative, but would rather talk about themselves, she really cares and is always interested in what is going on with the people she is talking to. She has never met a stranger and is one of the only students I've ever met who will, in any arena, whether it's the classroom, the lunchroom, or just the halls, stop to talk to students she sees who look lonely or who look new to the building and just lost. She extends the same welcoming, positive attitude to her church Sunday school group she leads and the mission trips she takes in the summer that she excitedly told me about when she got back in school in August. She is the kind of woman that I hope my daughter grows up to be like one day. From her strength of character to her incredible spirit, she makes a positive impression on everyone that she meets. As she graduates and pursues her next steps at the University of Georgia, this student will pursue her dream of serving families and will major in human development and family science. It is my honor to present the Principal's Award to Beatrice Martins. The Principal's Award is traditionally given to a student who has made a mark on their high school in a way that has impacted many individuals. The second recipient was no exception to that rule because the moment this student walked through the doors of Johns Creek High School, they began a 4-year journey of kindness, respect, honor, integrity, service, and excellence. All the characteristics of a true gladiator and then some. Today's honoree of the Principal's Award is fearless. They stand above their peers not only in their strength of character, but in their commitment to improving our community. Time and time again, this student's selfless actions have created opportunities for a close-knit community and meaningful engagement at the Creek. They have created a lasting legacy that will positively impact Johns Creek High School for many years. When this student first started at Johns Creek High School, they towered over their peers. Physically, this student would bring great energy into the classroom and stood at a height of 6 feet tall. Athletically, this student changed the landscape for some of our programs. With the dream of playing Division I athletics, this student put forth the effort each day to become a fine player, supportive team member, and a great asset to our community. As this young man has grown over the years, he has participated in many opportunities to serve the Johns Creek community. He is a role model and a leader in a local student ministry. He actively engages in National Honor Society, Gladiator Army, and is a 4-year starter on our varsity baseball team. To quote some of the staff members asked about him, "This student is the man I want to be when I grow up. He is incredibly well-rounded and talented in so many ways, but most importantly, he is one of the most humble young adults I have ever been lucky enough to work with. It has been an absolute privilege to see him grow up these last 4 years. He is a dream student and exceptional role model. He is respectful, driven, and kind. He has a heart of gold, and he cares for others, and he cares for his school. He is not only a model student, but he is an exceptional athlete and teammate. He takes pride in his team and the school he represents. He is passionate, hardworking, and always ready for a challenge. I cannot wait to see all that he will accomplish in life because he is going places. He is the epitome of what it means to be a student athlete. He is such a genuine and sincere young man who goes above and beyond to lift others up. It is young men like him that make coaching such a joy as you watch them prosper not only as a good baseball player, but as an even better young man. I cannot wait to see what the future holds for him. As he graduates and pursues his next steps at Georgia College and State University, this student will pursue his dream of competing in college athletics and will major in business or marketing. It is my honor to present the second Principal's Award to TJ Kloiber. Faculty, staff, family members, and guests, the time has come for the rite of passage for which we have all gathered today. As principal of Johns Creek High School at this time, I release the following diplomas for awarding to our Johns Creek High School graduating class of 2022. Ms. Linda McCain, member of the Fulton County School Board of Education, will now certify the graduates you see sitting in front of us today. Thank you, Ms. McCain.
By the authority vested in me by the Fulton County Board of Education, I certify that these graduates have met the graduation requirements of the state of Georgia and are hereby entitled to the rights and privileges afforded to holders of a Georgia high school diploma. Congratulations. Graduates of the class of 2022, please come forward.
Omer Rehan Mujawar. Carson Christopher Kennedy. Carlos Gabriel Luz. Sanika Tank. Samyukta Venkat. Nathan Jacob Cohen. Catherine Thompson Gaylord. Emma Claire Jackson. Joshua Kim. Claire Borum Lee. Marie Claire Puckett. Chloe Isabel Robinson. Devika Divya Sharma. Alexandra Lee Smith. Reagan Valdez. Giovanni Isaiah Nunn. Davis Nixon. Christopher Joseph Adams. Hiran Majid Adams. Gabrielle Victoria Adams Ekeke. Daniel Egbame. Michael Oshoke Egbame. Ivana Barima. Rocco Leatua Haking. Neda Hussein Ahmad. Miriam Mahtalat Ahmed. Ayowole Akinsola. Emily Giselle Alfaro. Meki Rashad Alonso. Zoe Catherine Alper. Sebastian Alberto Alvarez. Saidip Ambari. Ilya Romanovich Andreev. Lowry Susan Ruth Andrews. Abigail Faye Ango. Aka Amaku Anwayagu. Arize Amanke Anwayagu. Kendall Earhart. Madeline Marie Ariola. Nima Ali Asgari. Aiden Balaman Au. Brian Cloxton August Jr. Julia Sofia Avila Gilabert. Youngsu Bei. Jack Andrew Viles. Alex Danielle Baker. Hayden Sonny Baker. Jalen Elise Baker. Alexander McCrae Ball. Dylan Ravi Bapodra. Connor Peyton Barber. Brett Cole Bardelli. Ishan Tanaka Barha. Rani Barat. Anna Cantor. Madeline Elizabeth Bath. L. Carolina Beard. Sophie J. Beeson. Jacob Bennett. Megan Elaine Berry. Alan Jacob Berryman. Haley Brooke Beerfriend. Anand Biswas. Ryan Christopher Black. Kyler Ariana Blaine. Carly Rebecca Blank. Harrison Scott Blank. Carolina Garcia Bobadilla. Sloan Isabella Borsick. Colin Mitchell Brandeis. Audrey Rose Brinzer. Elena Michelle Brooks. Jasa Elizabeth Brown. Preston Brown. Alicia Broyles. Austin Philip Bruni. Jacob Giles Bullock. Olivia Grace Bioni. Christopher Blake Butler. Sarah Ellen Butler. Kaylee Ann Butera. Gavin Tang Carr. Bryn Madison Carter. Alyssa Nicole Casey. Daniel Patrick Cassidy. Jack Carter Sirajewski. Sky Chambers. Scout Chambers. Lauren Kate Chan. Maya Sanjay Chandra. Lija Chang. Victor Chen. Alyssa Arthur Chilman. Claudia Josephine Chodo. Yongha Cho. Joseph Chuhan Cho. Simon Chung. Christopher Robert Chanchotti. Evan Michael Clark. Emma Marie Clement. Janae Elise Cooley. Isabella Maria Corliss Chiriboga. Emily Claire Corey. Ella Jean Cottrell. Reese Michael Creighton. Gabriel Antonio Crespo. Melvin Josue Cruz. Michaela Juliet Cunningham. Margaret Amelia Curl. Esme Rose Badu Darnell. Rowan Sebastian Darnell. Sydney Victoria Davis. Eddie Gabriel de Leon Vargas. Gracie Elizabeth Dennis. Dhruv Dingra. Elizabeth May Douglas. Yuriko May Dunn. Kyle Brian Durham. Owen Nicholas Easton. Luke Lauren Edmonds. Sydney Kathleen Egerton. Lauren Ainsley Eitler. Giovanni Michael Iquebla, sorry. Christian Atticus Emenecker. Sienna Antoinette Emenecker. Sabrina Esmail. Rebecca Ann Evans. Sydney Olivia Irely. Cameron Alexander Easy. Kellen Clay Fain. Ethan James Farah. George Stephen Farrington. Ethan Anthony Fernandez. Hannah Rachel Farrar. Wilson Frederick Fisher. Max Thomas Fleischer. Enzo Antonio Forcucci. Carson Jacob Forkey. Nicholas Norman Frascino. Cole Robert Bryant. Dylan Christian Fullwood. Cynthia Sneha Gadam. Federico Jose Galeano. Thaxton Gallagher. Aiden J. Ganesh. Myra Garcia. Jaya Jalen Gardner. Marcus Micah Gay. Christian Omari George. Don't make me use my teacher voice. Manon Natasha Gerard. Madeline Gertz. Eli Daniel Gyahi. Martin Abbas Gyahi. Tyler Gibson. Kendall Greer Gibson. Isabella Nicole Gilbert. Carson William Gillespie. Carson. Carmen Savannah Gilliland. Erica Nicole Glass. Jolie Susanna Goldstein. Ryan Nicholas Gravely. Raquel Lamisha Greer. Shell Celine Greenberg. Navya Gupta. Gavin Michael Gurley. Andrew Redmond Guth. Theo Hackett. Samuel Hackworth. Ainsley Hanna. Julia Pendleton Hall and Sider. Matthew Hassel. Shirley Lynn Hastings. Maria Grace Hatcher. Benjamin Dean Hayes. Yash Gokuldas Hegde. Anna Ryan Herhold. Victor Hugo Hernandez. Katie Alexandra Harold. Bailey Eva Hirschenau. James Wyndham Hewitt. Isabella Alves. Sahil Sanjay Hingarani. Alyssa Michelle Hitzel. Kenzie Leighton Hockman. Daniel Ashkan Hodge. Ella Mara Hollins. Maya Grace Holwell. Aiden Hong. Davis James Honra. Layla Simone Hopkins. Jaden Svetoslav Houghton. William Tett. Elliot Nehemiah Huang. Bill Wesley Hughes. Lena Brooke Hughes. Michael Charles Hunsucker. Sarah Frances Hunt. Sarah Kite Hunter. John Hun Im. Luke Grayson Imhouse. Caroline Grace Ingram. Zuzia Ivashkiewicz. Tyler William Jackson. Amaya Jeanette Jacobs. Andrew Kunho Jang. Yun Ji Jang. Anaga Anil Joswani. Asia Sierra Johnson. Brooke Alexis Johnson. Corey Alexander Johnson. Charlotte Louise Jones. Miles Joseph Jones. William Edward Jones. Kalani Anne-Marie Jordan. Amir Hashem Jorio. Joshua Darren Justifius. Dirk Christopher Captain. Shoshana Miriam Katz. Amrita Kaur. Sid Kawatra. Hayden Kay. Pranitha Sai Kaza. Iman Yasmin Khan. Shahir Khan. Jad Khanfar. Shreya Khanna. Anna Kim. Jaehoon Kim. Jennifer Wong Kim. Kyle Jameson Kim. Gabrielle Elizabeth King. Nicole Elizabeth King. Kate Elizabeth Kinnaman. Thomas Warren Kaiser. Timothy James Kloiber. Maxwell Alexander Joshua Knight. Noah Ko. Koichi Komatsu. Benjamin Jackson Kunkel. Ishan Kothari. Vikram Kulkarni. Avital Cooperman. Kavita Kupaswamy. Eva Asandi Kushner. Leah Corrine Kuski. Marcus Kwok. Grace Gaiman Kwan. Jennifer Kwan. Olivia Gabrielle Lafont. Alexandra Elizabeth Landers. Eden Lapidot. Nabia Lavala. Rowan Condon Lawrence. Rachel Elizabeth Lawton. Ashley Lee. Marvin Elbert Leal. Christopher Hyunmin Lee. Daniel Martin Lee. Davis Elliott Lee. Emmett Weiheng Lee. Eric Forrest Lee II. Joshua Heyman Lee. Kevin Lee. Laura Lee. Minsu Lee. Jena Lee. Nicholas Adam Leonard. Justin Maxwell Lett. Charlotte Rose Lichtenfeld. Mara Elizabeth Little. Gordon Lee. Xuanfu Lao. Kirill Dmitrievich Yutikov. Mikhail Dmitrievich Yutikov. Lydia Grace Logan. Ian Roberts Longfellow. Catherine Anderson Lowe. Ethan Ching Loy. Claudia Victoria Loyola del Valle. There we go. Reagan Elise Lundstedt. Jeffrey Liu. Vincent Hai Mak. Ananya Marguerite. Grant Martin. Just Martin. Eloise Martin. Beatrice Martins Yonezawa. Manuel Emilio Mateo. Arya Manfred Matharu. Caroline Elizabeth McCarthy. Ella Catherine McCarthy. Amia Nakaya McCoy. Got it. Kennedy Lee McWilliams. Arya Mehra. Eva Victoria Menendez. Pablo Andre Mercado. Molly Grace Michaelis. Paris Jaslyn Miller. Tiffany Celeste Miller. Isabel Rose Mills. Dylan James Mitchell. Muzammil Ali Muhammad. Ariam Marie Mondragon Mendoza. Brent Thomas Mooney. Alexander Clifford Moore. Evan Matthew Moore. Katie Ann Moore. Emma Simone Moreno. LeBron 12 Morgan. Vignesh Naidu Mulaguru. Alondra Giselle Murillo Noriega. Bruce William Murphy. Jack Terrence Murray. Claudia Claire Mervartian Rim. Rohit Nachalur. Siddharth Nachalur. Pooja Nagamohan. Keaton Nakin. Natalie Lynn Ney. Ariel Indy Neal. Chloe Saylor Nicholas. Ido Mid. Dubem David Muzubo. Hyunmin Oh. Michelle Eugene Oh. Nwebube Jesse Anekwe Onwanyi. Jody Megan Osting. Veronica Belén Ortiz. Anna Yevgenia Ostroskia. Timothy William Oswald. Brandon Allen Palmer. Sophia Catherine Pappas. Anya J. Parek. Christine Jane Park. Joel Park. Kevin Kyungjae Park. Nathan Park. Keshav Patel. Maya Patel. Naya Patel. Shivani Patel. Mihir Paul. Olivia Isabel Payton. Isabella Zara Pelletier. Mark Jonathan Pyre. Deshaun Jalen Pearson. Giovanna Basan Pinheiro. Tyler Matthew Polino. Samara Porter. Lucy Elizabeth Powers. Parker Joseph Pratt. Christina Caracia Privas. Carter Nicholas Puckett. Samuel Reed Puckett. Savni Rahul Puranik. Daniel Q. Antonia Stoyeva Rabisheva. Brandon Michael Rasiopi. Anushi Naviha Rahman. Spencer Amit Ramani. Krish Alpesh Rambia. Sarvesh Raghavendra Rao. Riley Patrick Rathbun. Gabriella Collins Razzolini. Akash Reddy. Tejas Reddy. Jaden Reese. Yoav Reget. Evelyn Lee Renfro. Andres Javier Revelo. Caleb Riley. Abigail Whitney Roadhorse. Jeremy Isaiah Rodriguez. Carl Axel Ross. Ethan Rubenstein. Lauren Rebecca Rubovitz. Avery Julia Rutledge. Carson Thomas Rutledge. Thomas Patrick Ryan. Nathan Thomas Salicetti. Joseph Tribo Salter. Matthew McFadden Salter. Patrick Teufel Salter. Ishan Salvi. Vladislav Artemovich Samguin. David Mateo Sanchez Garcia. Noel Andres Sanguinetti. Aiden Julian Santin. Marisa Lauren Santos. Jack Alexander Scala. Eden Litz Schafflander. Jake Litz Schafflander. Julia Brooke Schmidt. Devin Jacob Schneiderman. Jared David Schneiderman. Isabella Rose Schuler. Noah James Schuler. Benjamin Charles Schwartz. Alessandro Chani Serling. Sebastian Thomas Gustav Semus. Anya Hitesh Shah. Aryan A. Shah. Brooklyn Caroline Sheely. Jermaine Mackay Sheffield. Charleston Ansley Shelton. Arya Sheth. Hemang Shimpi. Brandon Minjay Shin. Connor Leland Schumann. Luke Charles Schusted. Kelly Silva Banda. Mary Parker Turner Sims. Adya Singh. Samuel George Sipling. Megan Saruji Harper. Mitzi Marissa Skeet Cantor. Caroline Ruth Skidmore. Jackson Charles Skidmore. Liliana Claire Smith. Sharon Howe Smith. Andrew Joseph Smithwick. Jake Farah Snow. Matthias Soler Ovel. Hilton Jordan Stevens. Meredith Raquel Stevens. Davis Paul Stewart. Inari Stinson. Catherine Elizabeth Stone. Lindsay Olivia Stone. Jonathan Drew Strickland. Michaela Catherine Strout. Callie Sutcliffe. Malika Suyal. Christopher Porter Taylor. Melissa Amina Teja. Kaya Nicole Temple. Caleb Matthew Terrett. Lily Ty. Mercer McCall Tharp IV. Max Aaron Thayer. Joshua the Jet Thompson. Ryan Anthony Trejo. Avery Hope Trotter. Kayla Michelle Turnbow. Kabir Habib Umar. Olivia Grace Valentino. Abby Marie Vane. Kate Marie Vane. Madison Marie Vane. Guadalupe Lisette Vega Castillo. Emiliano Soto Velázquez. Samuel Velez Hurtado. Hannah Elizabeth Boberg. Ella Volpe. Varun Chandra Budatu. Sanjana Wadwani. Emily Ina Warner. Kao Lunghan Walrat. Yifan Wang. Umar Wasti. Brock Roland Weinzier. Joshua Wen. Blake Jared White. Christian Blake White. Pierce White. Sarah Elizabeth White. Terrion Jeremiah Williams II, the Playmaker. Adelaide Martha Wilton. Catherine Grace Witcher. Andrew Thomas Wood. Maxwell Hudson Wood. Angelina Apsara Wright. Genevieve Jade Wu. Jeffrey Yishen Wu. Carly Yin. Daigum Johannes. Jisung Yoon. Philip Yoon. Kai Yoshiba. Ann Yoon. William Evan Young. Samantha Yu. Zarek Ray Zazinski. Abel Barton Zimmerman. Grace Elizabeth Zimmerman. Emily Caitlin Zabriskie.
All right, Carlos, you're up, buddy.
Good evening, class of 2022. As many of you may or may not know, my name is Carlos Lez, and I've had the honor of serving as your senior class council president during this post-COVID year. With that said, I would be doing a disservice if I failed to mention that we are the first and hopefully only class to experience a normal school year before COVID, endure quarantine, and still have a mostly normal senior year. You see, the funny thing is that this ceremony could drag on for as long as I keep talking, or until they got the mic. But we all know that we only want to be here for as long as is necessary. I will say that it feels like it was just last year that our sophomore selves learned that we had a whole week of school off due to COVID. Some week that turned out to be. It's that short week, however, that merits me making the claim that this is one of the most resilient and accomplished classes I can think of. Undoubtedly, traditions were upended, but that didn't hinder our class's accomplishments. whether they be in athletics, theater, or extracurricular clubs like FBLA. As you sit here and hear me drone on, I want you to think about all the social and character growth you've experienced over the course of these 4 years. For some, that growth is immeasurable and unforgettable, which is why, regardless of what happens these next 4 years, you should not backtrack on that growth. But in thinking about the past, do not forget that your future, while impossible to determine, pivots entirely on yourself. You are, to cite some overused wordplay, the author of your next chapter. I will say, I can't wait to hear the stories and see how many of us are balding 40 years from now during our high school reunion. Regardless, keeping in line with this class's theme of reviving and preserving traditions, the tassel turning tradition is the last act that will solidify your belonging to this accomplished class. But it is also the last act before you are considered a graduate from Johns Creek High School. Now please stand and join me in taking your tassel with your left hand and moving it from the right side of your cap to the left. Congratulations, class of 2022.